I'm a tuber. Don't ignore me.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. Hope you're enjoying the channel and the series of videos. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share, and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. So I'm talking about the actual real influence of any YouTube channel or any social media account on a brand. Now in this case I'm going to be talking about motorcycles and potentially, let's say, any motorcycle manufacturer out there. It could be Harley Davidson, Suzuki, whatever. Can a particular YouTube channel have any impact on a company like Harley Davidson, for example? Well, we've kind of seen recently where one particular YouTube channel feels hard done by, let's say, by the interference of the motorcycle manufacturer in what they can and cannot say. And but what's happened is also there's been a bit of a backlash against the company in favor of the YouTuber, and actually I've actually received lots of messages, lots of comments with people kind of really rallying, really flying the flag for the YouTuber against the company, and saying things like save this channel, you know, don't let the man get you down, and all that kind of stuff. And fill in expletive, you know, Harley Davidson, you know, all that kind of stuff. So you can get the kind of picture. All of a sudden people are starting to rally around content creators, influencers, let's say, certainly the ones that are a lot bigger, that have got a following, that have got a fan base, rather than actually a particular brand. Why is that? Why are people following other people on YouTube, let's say, or Twitter or Instagram, and less so are they following celebrity? In fact, online content creators, let's say, are becoming, well, celebrities in their own right to a certain degree. But what has been the shift? The shift, for me, the shift has been that actually there never really was a shift. It's always been there. It's the notion that any big corporation has lost touch with the everyday person out there. And what content creators do is that they are not subject to marketing meetings, or they're not subject to censorship or having to do things in a certain way. We create our own content, we produce our own style, we decide who's in it, how we produce it, how much of a budget we put into it. We decide on the editing, the colouring, everything. It's a one-man show or one-woman show, whatever. It's an individual thing. Now, obviously, the bigger you get, you could have a team around you as well. But essentially, you're still producing content, videos, in the case of YouTube, in exactly the same way. You don't have to jump through hoops or abide by any rules, let's say, other than the ones that YouTuber make you follow. You just keep on producing the content which you want to do. You have much more of a connection to the everyday person out there than, let's say, some executive does sitting in an ivory tower somewhere. And this is why normal everyday people have been taking more and more notice of content creators, let's say, like yours truly. Now, obviously, as a small YouTube channel, the influence isn't going to be that great. But when you start getting into the hundreds of thousands or the millions of subscribers, then you have something that corporations need to be aware of, need to be mindful of. And for the longest time, many big corporations, especially in the motorcycle world, and this is not just Harley Davidson, this is all motorcycle manufacturers, haven't really embraced social media, haven't really embraced YouTube content creators, not really to the degree that they should have done in the past. Now, if you're a really big content creator, an influencer, let's say, that many people like to be referred to as, they will court different corporations, and the corporations will tend to try and seek their approval, their favor, because at the end of the day, corporations are just a business, and business is about selling something, selling a product, selling a service, selling an idea, whatever it is. But they will court an influencer to see if they can help promote that product. This is no different from in the past, where you try and get a supermodel to endorse your product, or a world famous actor, or some kind of other celebrity, a singer, whatever it is, to endorse your product. It's exactly the same. Now the game is shifted. They shifted to online content creators. My point here is this: it doesn't have to be a big YouTube star with 30-40 million subscribers, or an Instagram account with the same amount of followers. Actually, it could be anybody online who is talking about a particular product or talking about a particular company. If they feel disenfranchised with a particular product or a company, if they feel that they have to give some kind of negative opinion of a company, then the company at the receiving end really has to start paying attention to this. Because what happens is, it might just be a one lone voice, but then it could become two lone voices, and then it could be a trio, and then all of a sudden you start getting some kind of movement, a groundswell of opinion. Now this has kind of happened not only in the motorcycle world, but in all other areas, where online content creators or people on social media have started to have similar opinions of certain things. Whether right or wrong, we know about fake news, and we know about people just giving out false information, or conspiracy theorists out there as well. But I'm talking about real opinions here, or bona fide opinions, where people are actually starting to have a different opinion and a greater negative opinion of a particular product or a brand. When that happens, companies really can be affected, sales can be really affected. So if any corporation is not really in tune with what is going on out there, then they do so at their own peril. They do so at their own economic peril, especially in the times that we're in now. Now, a motorcycle company, let's say like Harley Davidson, cannot afford to be alienating not only a particular content creator, as has been done recently, but also they've done it in the past. But the big thing is, they can't be seen to be alienating that content creator in front of their loyal following. What happens is that you will get a split. You'll get a split of people who will back the company, or those who will back the content creator. Either way, they've caused a split. Either way, there is a divide now, where your support for your product or your brand or your company is diminishing. That's the power of social media. That's the power of content creation. It doesn't have to be a single content creator. It can be many people who start to have similar kinds of opinions on a particular product or a particular corporation. I'm a YouTuber. Yes, so what, you might ask. The point is that actually this is a platform that is just going to grow and grow and grow. More and more people are going to get online. More and more people are going to be making their opinions known. And somehow companies have to be able to navigate this, have to be able to deal with different types of people, different types of marketing media, different vehicles to either promote their products or defend their products as well. If they start alienating the people who've been promoting their products for free for many years, then they run the real risk of a massive backlash. And what happens is that not only do they get a backlash from the people who have been actively promoting, they'll get a stronger backlash from those who have been quietly critical over many years, or from those who have been let down in some manner, who have been negatively affected by a product or a brand or a company in the past. So what happens is that negativity starts to attract negativity. There are many powers of good of being a content creator, or being online, or just having a social media account. You can do great things, but also there can be a lot of negativity out there, as we all know. As individuals, we may be able to influence certain ideas or certain brands. We may even be able to influence the evolution of a product just by the nature of us field testing that particular gizmo, gadget, whatever it is, giving our opinions, giving our reviews. Whether we give a positive or a negative response, this is all data. This is all data that any company should be embracing. And those that don't acknowledge the YouTubers or the social media accounts out there could find themselves on the wrong side of a groundswell of negative opinion. Now, nobody wants that, but this is a reality that a lot of companies are facing now. But not only companies, we're talking about populist views, politics, we're talking celebrity, whatever it is. And now anybody can have an individual or collective opinions on those that have been hiding within the ivory towers for many, many years. And now those people need to start taking note. They need to start understanding that actually whether somebody is a small presence online or whether they have a really large presence online, they really need to start paying attention to what people are saying and what the opinion is out there. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have to agree with it, and doesn't necessarily mean that everybody's opinion online is the right one, of course, because we know there's a lot of nonsense out there. But they really have to start understanding how opinions are changing, how people are starting to get their information or have been getting their information for a long time, and how they need to tweak their marketing strategies to get in touch with the real persons out there, the everyday people, the everyday consumers, because that's what's going to define sales, that's what's going to define brand loyalty, and that's what's going to define the evolution of products, brands, and a corporation. So there we go. That's the real power, or the potential real power, of even smaller YouTube channels or social media accounts. They can start to mold opinion, and they can start to divide opinion away from what a company is really after. So companies, let's say like Harley Davidson or Suzuki in the motorcycle world, which I'm really involved with, they really need to start looking at those divisions, looking at the opinions out there, and reconnecting with what people really feel. And this is about feedback. They need to gather that data and start listening to what people want. Otherwise, they can start producing all these products that nobody really wants. And nobody wants that. Right, anyway, I'm going to go for a ride now, but a couple more videos coming right at the end of this one. But don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Check out the website RevelatorAlf.com, and I'll catch you again on another video. Ta-da.